Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BoomerAngst, a program about issues affecting our country and the world for that matter, seen through the eyes of the largest growing population, the baby boomer. Today's topic, technology. I'm going to start out by talking about cell phones. Cell phones have become something of a danger as opposed to just a tool. The first thing that you'll notice about cell phones, people have no manners. Is home. And when you used to have a phone in your home, you didn't have to worry about running off the road, bothering people with your conversations, intruding on other people's business and work and so forth, other than party lines, which those were a fun and interesting part of growing up, I will have to say. When you have one or more phone lines, as part of your home phone, and you pick it up and you're listening to someone else's conversation, that was funny. That doesn't happen anymore, and more people don't have landlines anymore. They just use their cell phone. Having a phone this available to your person as you go anywhere has created a social issue. Now, we all know the commercials about not texting and driving and being on your cell phone and the dangers of all that in terms of your splitting your attention. Thank you. See? Boomers take a while to get to the point. No, you split your attention because you're there with your cell phone, you're on your cell phone, you're shopping, you're doing other things. There are people in line at a pharmacy, at a gas station, at the doctor's office, at the grocery store. And what happens? Their phone rings or they come in already on the phone, and yet they're trying to conduct other business. What happens? We all hear your conversations. And then you, the person on the phone, look at us like, how dare you eavesdrop on my discussion? This is a private call. You're an idiot. You're in a public place standing amongst 3, 4, 5, maybe more people, and you're on your phone. The phone is a device for carrying on a conversation one-on-one. Unless you're in a conference room with 20 other people and a phone that talks to the whole room, it's a one-on-one device. Okay? Newsflash. You don't stand there in the middle of a doctor's office or grocery store or gas station while other people are trying to transact business and talk to someone else on the phone and then act like it's your own personal phone booth. That's ridiculous. You're on a phone that you can hold in your hand that is so small that it's smaller than a cigarette pack or whatever, and any kind of distraction while you're driving is dangerous. But talking on the phone splits your attention. It's like reaching over the back seat to smack a kid who's making noise while you're driving. You're going to run off the road. And texting, I'm sorry, really, talking is bad enough because you're talking, carrying on a conversation and trying to look at traffic and changing lanes and stoplights, which you might not see and ignore. But if you're texting, your head is not looking out the window. It's going to be throwing itself out the window when you hit that car in front of you or the light post you didn't see when you turned into. Stop. Okay? Use the device for what it was meant for. Okay? There needs to be a manual different than the 50-page manual that comes with the phone to tell you how to do all the different applications. Aren't there any buttons anymore? I mean, it comes with a keypad that you can type things like you would at home on a computer. We're getting to a computer later on in this program, but the phone comes with a computer. The phone is a computer and a music station and everything else. You can do internet with it. You can watch movies on your phone. Why anybody would want to watch a movie on their phone? I have no idea. It's supposed to be a device for one-on-one conversation. They're having a hard time with all of the things that a phone can do because it's very rarely convenient to do all those things on a phone because the buttons are so small. Or they're not buttons at all, they're touch screen. Television. Once again, there's too much to do on one device. What was a television when it came out? A television when it began was something to watch a program on. It was black and white, then it became colored, then it became 3D. All of a sudden now we have 3D TV, HD, 3D, too many initials and not enough content. That's my next program is about the content of entertainment these days. The actual television. There's cable, there's satellite, there's music. You can rent movies, play games, go on your computer through your TV. 3D is a waste of time. It's a 2D box. You have to buy and wear glasses to watch TV and pay for everything. TV used to be free. On some levels, TV may still be free, but for the most part, you've got to pay for some level of watching TV. Remember Viewmaster? Anyone out there in my age group will remember Viewmaster. A little 3D thing with its pictures of, Yosemite or the Grand Canyon or various other things in nature that are 3D, and you look through a viewfinder and it pops out the image for you. Still pictures that are given to a 3D sort of look. Well, television is now capable of 3D, but again, paying more, wearing glasses while you're watching it. I'm sorry. I think it sounds like 3D is going away, or at least not catching on the way it was supposed to, which I'm glad of, and I hope it never does. One more thing about the way the technology is evolving related to movies, and TV and movies are so close that this will make sense. I saw an article the other day in an entertainment section of the newspaper about something I've joked about for years, and another idea that I won't get money for: smell-o-vision. Instead of 3D, there's a movie out that's going to incorporate smells. During certain parts of a movie, there's going to be a little icon that in the theater, you're going to be able to smell something going on the screen. And believe it or not, a big part of this movie has to do with diapers. Somebody decided to incorporate smell into a movie, and the first thing that occurred to them was to use diapers? Okay. A nice Italian restaurant, maybe. Candy. Cake Boss, maybe, with all the sugar and the icing and how good certain things smell. Fruit, blueberries, strawberries. No, they have to go right to diapers for smells within the context of a movie. Oh, it just keeps getting better and better. Tablets. There's now tablets that you can read books from. Electronic tablets you can read books from. Several thousand books on one tablet the size of a Wyoming phone book, which is pretty small. And they sell a little light to go on top of the book as if you'd be reading a real book. It's an electronic device. Hello, do you really need something like that? I don't think so. It's a screen. Why would you need a light to go over the top like a book? And irony for me anyway is that they sell a leather cover for this electronic book to make it look more like a real book. I know that's for protection, but they're dressing it up to look like a library book, a leather-bound electronic device. It's a great thing to be able to put thousands and thousands of books in one device and electronically, but again, it's very, very difficult for me to spend a lot of time reading something off of a computer, or I need to print out the document. I really do. It's in there. Yeah, it saves a lot of time. You can put thousands of things in there, pages and pages and pages of text, which you would never really print out unless you needed to present a report. And there you go. Present a report. You can edit it, make it, create it, transition it, send it to people, but ultimately it gets printed out somewhere. Okay? So a book, those tablets will take up less space on a bookshelf than thousands of books like a library and so forth. But Just technology, another little twist on it. Personal music. Now, that's also a good thing. More and more music, better quality, better headphones, all of that. iPod, MP3s. But you know what? That also contributes to the manners problem, to the rude behavior in public. Yeah, you can take your iPod and your MP3 and your portable music and you can run and exercise and be in the gym and everything. But you can also be in the store, or some people drive with them. There's another interesting twist on, rules of the road. But you can be in the grocery store, you can be in the doctor's office, you can be anywhere. And unless somebody happens to see those little earbuds in your ear, they may start a conversation with you and not realize you can't hear a damn thing. Oh boy. My word seems to be it's ridiculous, and that's what I'm looking at. Can you possibly listen to the several thousand songs that you can put in some of these things? You'd be 125 years old and not get to them all. What's the point? Every individual has music they like, but can you really honestly get around to listening to the thousands and thousands of volumes that are possible to put in these tiny electronic devices? No. It makes sense for a DJ or for somebody who's going to present music in a popular forum or a wedding or be at a party and have many things to pick from. But individually, if you're putting thousands and thousands of bits of music into your own personal device, what's the point? You're never going to live long enough to hear it all. Lastly, on technology, we cover computers, along with the phones, because you can do all kinds of things with these things now. Computers used to take up tons of room, tons of memory, tons of space, external devices to record on, to keep things. Now everything is inside a small, tiny, tiny, tiny little box. Everything we own has computers in it. Your microwave, your refrigerator, your car has 2, 3, 4, 5 computers in it to help it run right. And that's just more to go wrong and easier for the technician to replace one piece rather than having to go in there and do mechanic work. You can just replace a chip on a computer or one board and you're ready to go. You can edit video, pictures, play full-length movies, again, on your computer. Why anybody would watch a full-length movie on a computer, I have no idea. You could download instructions for bomb making, have sex, kinda, talk live with or without sound for people, file millions of documents, recipes, anything you want. And the damn thing is now as small as a woman's clutch purse. Computers have taken over all of those devices I mentioned, home entertainment, home security. Thank God the medical community can use these evil things for something good. Just like the generation of Nintendo game players for kids, the generation of computer, phone, tablet, iPod users has gotten lazier. People stay glued in front of their screens for hours, accomplishing very little unless you happen to be a movie producer making money, a writer, filling up those thousands and thousands of bytes with documents and worthwhile novels and screenplays, or a doctor. Doctors can take those devices from room to room, from place to place, from bed to bed, and the chart now is electronic, and the doctor can make diagnosis and touch pad and send information to the lab, send things in an ambulance from the ambulance driver can, driver's busy texting. The EMT in the back can text the hospital while they're driving or talk to the hospital while they're driving on the computer to say what's wrong with the person on their way there. But can they make the buttons on these things any smaller? Like I said before, the touchscreen business where you swipe across in order to do something. It's getting tougher and tougher, but you know what? The technology will just keep marching on despite some of these issues, and we're the ones creating it. So we need to be the ones to make it better. An old-time TV producer once complained something about 30 years ago. He said it'll get to the point that a computer does everything in a TV station and one guy will have the key. There won't need to be anybody else there because the lights, the cameras, everything will be automated. One person comes to the door with the key and opens up and starts everything. And one day, he's going to forget that key.